Hey guys, welcome back. We've got a couple of more game fours that we have to review, and one of these, um, Carolina kind of has a problem, and they need to find a way to rectify this because I don't see them winning if they can't solve this road game issue of theirs. They go in. It's game four. The Canes are up 2-1 on the New York Rangers. It's in Madison Square Garden in New York. So game starts. Of course it's Ranta against Shesterkin, and good for pretty good first period. Some good rushes back and forth. The Rangers getting some good chances. And the Canes, after a little past, I think, 10 minutes in, the Canes take a penalty. So they go and they take the penalty, and the Rangers make them pay for it. It's Vatrano at 13:31 of the first, a power play goal from Kopp and Fox, and that's his third of the year. And here we go again with Carolina. They get behind on the road, and I don't know what it is with them in the road games this year, but they got to change something around. So the Rangers are up 1-0. MSG is popping, and it's not long after that. It's like a little over 2 minutes later, the Rangers strike again. It's Fox from Lindgren and Kopp at 15:42. So it is 2-0 New York. And again, when you're falling behind to the New York Rangers, and they've got a guy at the other end of the ice in Igor Shesterkin who's probably going to win the Vezina this year, the game's probably over already. So it's 2-0. First period ends. That's how the first period ends. It's 2-0 Rangers. So they come out in the second period, and again, good rushes, good end-to-end stuff. The Canes are getting some good shots on Shesterkin, but they can't get through. And it's later on in the period, and again, the Rangers are getting outshot at this point, but it's the Rangers who score. It's Zibanejad from Lindgren and Vatrano. That's Zibanejad's fifth of the postseason at 16:48. So it is now 3-0 Rangers. And you're like, it's over. It's over. There's no way Carolina is going to be able to come back and score 3 on the New York Rangers. It's just not going to happen. So the second period ends. It's 3-0. Third period comes out though, and again, Carolina, they're trying. They're trying to get something on Shesterkin, and it's just nothing's working. But they do finally get one by him. It's Teravainen from Aho at 6:33 of the third. That makes it 3-1. So, they got a chance. There's a little bit of a chance. There's a little hope. But it's not much longer after that hope is snuffed out, because it is Kopp from Strome at 11:10 of the third. That's Kopp's fifth of the postseason. That makes it 4-1 Rangers, and that's your final. The final is 4-1 Rangers. They tie the series up at 2-2, and again, Carolina, I don't understand what their issue is. They're 6-0 at home, but they're 0-5 on the road. That has to change. I mean, the New York Rangers are fully capable of going into Carolina and winning a game. I don't know if Carolina is capable of going back to New York and winning one. Because you got to think, they're going to have to win one on the road to win this series. I don't know what they got to do, but yeah, the Canes are now 0-5 on the road in this playoff. Not good. The shots ended up favoring Carolina. But in the first period, it's 12-8 in the favor of the Rangers. In the second period, it's 12-8 in favor of Carolina. And then in the third, it's 11-8 in favor of Carolina. So the shot total is 31 for the Hurricanes, 28 for the Rangers. The power plays, Carolina went 0 for 2. The Rangers went 1 for 4. So, power plays, not the greatest. Carolina's power play, it's getting into Florida Panther territory. Not quite as bad, but not good. In goal, Ranta stops 24 of 28, while Shesterkin stopped 30 of 31. Shesterkin looking good again. And the 3 stars, according to the NHL app, were Kopp, Lindgren, and Vatrano. Shesterkin stops 30 of 31, and he doesn't get into the 3 stars. I kind of question that. But, I mean, it's the home team that's most likely picking the stars. So when the home team just looks at Shesterkin's like, hey, he stopped 30 of 31. He doesn't need to be in the 3 stars. What's he need to be in the 3 stars? This is normal for him. What do you do? So the Rangers tie the series up at 2. Now they go back to Carolina for Game 5. That's going to be a really good game. That is going to be telling, because if the New York Rangers can go in there and win a game, the Rangers most likely will win this series in Game 6, because Carolina can't win on the road. I don't understand it. They're unbeaten at home, but they're winless on the road. You're not going to win. I can't see you winning many playoff series doing that. But we'll see. We'll see how Game 5. We'll see how Game 5 turns out. That will be on. It should be on Thursday. Thursday, I believe that game is. So we'll see how that one turns out. Now the second game of the night. This one there has not been a game in this series that has not been absolutely bonkers, crazy, but fun as hell to watch. And that's the Flames and the Oilers, Game 4, the Battle of Alberta. This series is completely the opposite of the Battle of Florida. The Battle of Florida was just a complete one-way tail kicking at the hands of the Tampa Bay Lightning. So that one wasn't really as fun as we thought it was going to be. Flames and Oilers, Battle of Alberta, has been everything we've pretty much asked for. This series is crazy. It's so fun. And again, first period starts and again, we get started early. The Oilers, 21 seconds into the game, Markstrom I don't know what's going on with Markstrom. It's Markstrom and Smith again. But 21 seconds in, it's the Oilers who strike first. It's Nugent Hopkins, unassisted, his third of the year at 21 seconds. And already, here we go again with Markstrom. It's like, he was so good against Dallas, and he has gotten lit up like a candle in this series. So yeah, 21 seconds in, the Oilers are already up 1-0. Now, you had some good end-to-end action. Smith is making great saves. Smith is looking really good. And we get closer toward the 10-minute mark, and the Flames take a penalty. Well, the Oilers make them pay for that penalty because it's Hyman from McDavid and Draisaitl at 9:53 on the power play. So it is 2-0 in favor of the Oilers. And here's the Flames. They're back against the wall again. Ever since that 9-6 win that they had in Game 1, it's been all Edmonton. Edmonton has really turned it around. Smith has really turned it around, and the Flames just don't know what to do right now. But they got to figure something out. You'd think. Well, before the period's out, the Oilers make it 3-0. It's Kane from Draisaitl and Ceci at 18:54. That is Evander Kane's 11th of the postseason. I'll have to go back and take a look. I think he's leading in goal. I think he's the goal scoring leader in the playoffs so far. I think. Don't know necessarily about, I don't think points overall. I don't think he's leading points overall. But I think he might be the leading goal scorer. If he's not, it might be McDavid. But, so the first period ends. It's 3-0 Oilers. And we're like, holy cow, they're doing it again. But, second period starts. And again, not a lot of, in this one, a lot of play that's been kind of, clogging up in the neutral zone. Not a whole ton of shots going on in this period. But the Oilers take a penalty, and the Flames finally get on the board. It's Lindholm from Hanifin and Toffoli at 9:04 on the power play. So it's 3-1. So you're like, okay, they've got a chance here. And then just 36 seconds later, the Flames make it 3-2. It's Backlund from Tanev at 9:40. So within the span of 36 seconds, we went from 3-0 to 3-2. I remember I'm out making my work runs. I'm waiting to get some of my stuff at my work runs, and they have the game on TV, and I'm seeing 3-0 Oilers, and I'm like, wow, here we go again. And then I saw the 2 goals from Calgary, and I'm like, well, this just became a game again. So it goes from 3-0 to 3-2. They go and they play the rest of the period. Nothing happens. So end of the second period, it's 3-2 in favor of the Oilers. So they went from a 3-0 lead to a 3-2 lead. Well, then the third period starts, and again, some good end-to-end rushes. The Flames take a penalty at just before the 10-minute mark. The Flames take a penalty, and the Oilers are coming back. They're coming back. They get the puck in the zone, and Anderson for the Flames, just trying to get the puck out of the zone. He fires the puck down to the other end. I don't know if Mike Smith saw it or if he just was not paying attention. I don't know what he was doing, but all of a sudden, Anderson fires a shot down there, and it goes in the net from about 180 feet away. And I saw it, and I was like, are you kidding me? Because that ties the game. That ties the game at 3. And I'm thinking, if Edmonton loses this game, oh boy. I mean, you talk about a potential series-changing goal. And I know they made reference to this, and I had seen it because I saw it back in the day when the Detroit Red Wings were playing the Vancouver Canucks, and Nick Lidstrom took a shot from center ice that beat Dan Cloutier, and it totally changed that series. Vancouver obviously ended up losing that series, but that was a huge. That's basically what everybody remembers Dan Cloutier for. Not that that's necessarily a fair assessment that that's how you remember that. But, that was from center ice. This one is, you're about halfway in your own zone, and you're just firing the puck down to get it out of the zone, and it totally, Smith didn't see it until it was already gone, until it was by him. I mean, by the time he even made a move, the puck was already in the net. And he's just like, he was not happy with himself. Not at all. Can't blame him either. So that ties the game at 3. And you're thinking, boy, if this changes, if the Oilers lose this game, boy, could that be a series changer. But they don't let that get to them. Because at 16:33, after a good bunch of pressure, Nugent Hopkins from Barrie and Yamamoto at 16:33 gives the Oilers the 4-3 lead, and that's basically the game winner. And basically bails Mike Smith out. He really does. That ends up bailing Smith out. And then the Oilers go. They pull the goalie. And at 19:35, it's Evander Kane again from, guess who? McDavid and Draisaitl. At 19:35 into the empty net to make it 5-3. And that's how it ends. And the Oilers, the Edmonton Oilers, are up 3-1 in the Battle of Alberta with a chance to go back to, I believe it would be their first conference final since their cup final run in 06. So, and again, I mean, what a response! What a response back the Oilers had. I mean, they lost game 1 9-6, but even what a response in that game when they were down 6-2 and they ended up tying the game at 6. I mean, they responded. Smith gets pulled in that game, and he has responded fantastically. I mean, giving up a goal from 180 feet, not so much, but again, he got bailed out. His teammates bailed him out. They won the game, and unless the Flames come back to completely, find a way to crawl back into this series, that goal really isn't gonna bother him much. So yeah, the Oilers are up 3-1. The shots favored the Flames. It was 13-9 Calgary in the first, 7 apiece in the second, and then 12-10 Calgary in the third, for a shot total of 32 for Calgary, 26 for Edmonton. The Flames went 1 for 3 on the power play. The Oilers went 2 for 4. And the saves, Markstrom again. Markstrom struggles again. He gives up another 4 goals. He's stopped 21 of 25, while Smith stopped 29 of 32. So, I mean, decent game from Smith. The one goal, obviously, he gave up. The one goal he definitely would like back. I'm pretty sure that when Steve Dangle comes out with his dangets, I gotta think that's probably gonna be on his dangets. But and the 3 stars, those 3 stars were Nugent Hopkins, Hyman, and Lindholm. Lindholm was decent, but you got to give it to Kane. Kane, to me, the 3 stars would have been Nugent Hopkins, Hyman, and Kane. I mean, Kane had 2 goals. Again, he had 2 more goals. Kane's got 12 goals now in the postseason. He has been absolutely fantastic for the Edmonton Oilers. You want to talk about a career resurgence from a guy who, is going through bankruptcy. He's got all these creditors coming after him. He owes multi-millions of dollars, but he's trying to straighten that stuff out, and he's wanting to play. He gets his contract terminated by San Jose. He signs, I think it was a 1-year deal. Signs a 1-year deal with the Oilers, and I mean, the Oilers have been a great fit for him, and he likes it there, and I really think he would love to go back, and I hope the Oilers sign him. I really do. I'm not sure what the Oilers cap situation is, but I really would love to see Kane sign with the Oilers. It seems like it's a great fit, and him on the line with McDavid and Draisaitl, those three right now are absolutely lethal. Lethal. A lethal combination. And they're one win away from the conference finals. They are one win away from going back to the Western Conference Final for the first time since 2006, I believe. Because I don't think they've made it that far ever since. A few years ago, they got into the second round. It looked like they were going to get to the conference finals, and they came up just a little bit short. But man, they are looking good, and I mean it's not just McDavid, Draisaitl, and Kane. I mean they're the big three, but you've got Nugent Hopkins stepping up. Nugent Hopkins. You can put. I mean, Nugent Hopkins was one of the stars of the game today because he had 2 goals. I mean, these are the guys. These are some of the role players like Hyman and Ceci, and these are some of the guys that the Oilers really are going to need to lean on if they go to the Western Conference Final. They're really going to need these guys. They're going to need a complete team effort, because if they end up sitting there and they're staring across the ice at the Colorado Avalanche, that could be a fun series if that's the conference final. That series, I think, that could be decided tonight. Colorado and St. Louis, I think, could be decided tonight. We'll see how that goes. We'll see if the Blues can salvage at least one more game. They're going back to Colorado, though. That's not going to be easy. But that's these two. That's the 2 games from tonight. Let me know what you guys thought of these games. What kind of odds do you give the Oilers? If the Oilers make the conference finals, do you give them a shot at maybe going all the way and getting to the final? Be interesting. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on that. And yeah. And what do you think about Carolina? Do the Hurricanes need to get their stuff together and try to figure out how to win a game on the road? I think they're going to need to at least win one game on the road in order to win this series. In order to have a chance to win the series and advance to play the Tampa Bay Lightning, Carolina's going to need to win a game on the road. What do you guys think? I'd love to know your guys' thoughts on that. And if you're new to the channel, hopefully you've enjoyed the videos. Hopefully you've watched some of the other videos. Hopefully you enjoy those. If you do, hit that subscribe button down there. I would greatly appreciate it. I would love to have you all be a part of the channel. And yeah. So again, let me know your guys' thoughts on these 2 games. What are your guys' opinions on Carolina not being able to win a game on the road? Are they going to need to win a game on the road? And how about the Oilers? What do you guys think of the resurgence of Patrick Kane, Evander Kane? I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on that, and I'll talk to you guys again soon.